I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while if the reasons are plenty, but right now I ain't seen none. I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541.
We are live on twitch.tv/ABRAWG87, ABRAG87.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
People,
okay.
And like, I have a thing on my phone that tells me that people are actually watching us right now, which I'll admit is weird and, you know, says a lot about the people. But, you know, I don't know. Look. I can't speak for the dozen of people that listen to this podcast and what they're doing with their lives, but it is what it is. Also, I've been posting these on YouTube too. It's on my personal page, so just like search for the Sports Brewery and you'll probably find it. As well as some really weird like videos from some random Tennessee fan like 12 years ago. I don't know what that's about. But they're on there, so whatever. So
can't remember what old Rocky Top fan's name was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I could remember. So Ski and I did like the post game thing from after the Oregon-Washington game, and we we talked about it a bunch, but we didn't. Obviously, King, you were on a bus, and so
I was. Yes. There. Have you guys heard that country song where they're like getting drunk on a plane? Well,
no, but that sounds like a country song.
So there is a country song like getting drunk on a plane. That was the first competitive Oregon game at Autzen in like 5 years. I always duck out with at least 5-6 minutes left because it's always over.
Yeah.
That bus ride on a competitive game, let me tell you, I was stuck on a bus. That shit sucked.
Yeah. So, oh man, I can't even imagine. So first competitive game in a while at Autzen, but also like, you know, Oregon obviously fucking lost in horrific fashion. So Ski and I talked about it a bunch, but we didn't get your thoughts. Very curious for your thoughts, sort of on how that game ended up, and we've seen this before. Like we know this story for Oregon football. Like you have what looks to be a really great, promising season, and then some random bullshit happens in a game. Somebody the best player gets hurt, and then the whole season just goes to shit. Which we're very much on the verge of that happening right now. You know, like if so, you know,
in progress as we speak.
In progress. So it very much looks like Bo Nix is not going to play this week against Utah, which we can get into later. But like that's sort of the formula for Oregon football, isn't it? Like you get your fucking hopes up, somebody gets hurt, and it all just goes to shit. And that's pretty much what happened against Washington, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah. So I listened to a little bit of your guys' post-game coverage.
Oh,
just a little bit.
Your first time, long time?
I don't like listening to it. I feel like it's kind of vain. I just kind of do.
Well,
Even if I wasn't on there, I still feel it's kind of vain.
I listen to and watch myself on every platform.
Hubba. God fucking damn it, man. They intercept Penix at the 1, and they are marching towards a 25 play drive that takes almost 11 minutes to put them up 11.
You know what? I'll drop this too. If he throws for 400 yards against your team and beats you, he graduates from Penix to Penix. I'll say that. He's Penix. Sorry.
And that was a legendary drive. Like we were watching the emasculation again of a Washington Husky football. Like we were watching a 12-inch Dan Lanning penis all over Kellen DeBoer, whatever the hell that guy's name is. And then they did that stupid Chip Kelly, Mark Helfrich trickery again. And they were against the clock. They had a bad snap, and it fucked it up. and Bo Nix got hurt, and they didn't score, and they kicked a field goal. And they only went up 7 and should have been 11. And then what happened after that? They threw like a 70-yard touchdown pass against Bennett Williams. Oh my God!
For the second or third time in the game, at least.
Oh my God!
Bennett Williams gave up 2 long touchdown passes in that game, by the way. Probably the worst game he's played ever in his whole career, because he was pretty good before he came to Oregon, too. So.
Easy, yeah. Holy shit. The only game I can really compare it to, and it's not quite the same because that 2018 Stanford loss just felt like biblical smiting where everything could go wrong. But really, a lot of things went wrong for Oregon. And granted, their secondary, awful.
Whoa.
I don't need to tell you my opinions on Tosh and Demetrius. They're bad coaches. There's no proof of performance. Well, there is. It's all bad from both of them. Get him out of here. Okay. But everything that could...
Yeah. No, everything that could go wrong in the last, half of the fourth quarter went wrong for Oregon. Every single thing. And a lot, and most of it, by the way, was, self-inflicted, too. Most of it was...
The snap was...
I brought up the snap as what killed that entire drive right there.
Yeah.
It's a clean snap and a handoff, they're getting 5 or 6 yards of rush. You don't put Nix in that situation even to get hurt, having to try to get that third down.
My thing is it's really easy to be like, oh, why are you getting so cute, Kenny Dillingham? Okay, Oregon fans. Our most successful coach ever got really cute a lot of the time.
That's his whole thing.
This whole thing was getting kind of cute. And that play was getting kind of cute. It was out of the Chip Kelly playbook. But they were running it right up their ass all night. Don't get cute. Don't.
There's no reason. There's no reason.
And it kind of rings back to things we said 3 weeks ago where I was kind of charting until the UCLA game. Well, through the UCLA game, Dan Lanning was 7 for 7 on situational gambles of the onside kick and fourth downs and blah, blah, blah. He hasn't gotten situational game. None of them have really worked. That's
how you bringing up that fourth down call with Ty Thompson in the game.
Call a timeout, dude.
You didn't see because you were at the game, but Bo Nix is standing right next to Lanning there on that fourth down, jumping high knees, saying, "Get me in the game." We said Lanning blew 2 timeouts. You call it the offensive line of the offense was gassed long drive right before the bad snap. Spend a timeout there, give them a break, and then call a timeout on that fourth down to get Bo Nix in the game. I think he owned up to it some that he made.
He did. He definitely owned up to it, which is commendable because you could always have a Will Muschamp chud instead. Well, but
Taggart would have thrown the team under the bus and not himself there.
Yes, sure. and Mario would have been in between the two. But it's just man, I hope this is a big lesson for him because between that, whatever the fuck you call that formation where you spread everyone out and bring them back in. And just even the onside. And the onside did not lose them the game. It's one of the few drives they held UW to only 3 points out of 7.
Well, the onside, Ski and I talked about, because you could see what Oregon saw with the onside, because the guy they kicked it at bails as soon as the kicker gets up to the ball. He turns around and sprints. And so they kicked it right at him. If it's 2 feet to the left and a couple feet shorter, it's a perfect kick, but it's not.
Sure. But that's what it takes on an onside is a perfect kick. I mean, I know college isn't the same thing as the NFL, but what's the success rate of an onside kick in the NFL? 9%?
They barely even try it in the NFL. That's why.
Right.
They know the percentage. They don't even try it.
It was just it was a reality check on multiple fronts from Kenny and Dan, where it was okay, sometimes we can get away with this. Let's not make it our every week, versus a good team.
Be smart about it. Yeah.
because like it just reminds you of like Brandon Staley with the Chargers. Like last year they were going for it all the time on fourth down, and they were at one point they were like 14 of 17 on fourth down, and then in the last 3 weeks, that's why they didn't make the playoffs.
By the way, let's talk about the Chargers last week.
Listen, I'm not talking about the Chargers. I know the Oregon fan base. I love Justin Herbert like my firstborn son. He can do no wrong. I hope he beats my Chiefs by 1,000 on Sunday because he can do no wrong.
Hey, you know who just got out-dueled by Jimmy G? Ya boy did. Interesting. So
well, you know it's going to be a close game against your Chiefs because every game with the Chargers seems to be.
Oh yeah, even God damn, yeah. Every game for like 9 years against the Chargers, it's always a 4-point game.
Yeah. By the way, welcome people in our chat. Which, if you are watching us on Twitch and you want to watch us on Twitch live, you can participate in the chat, and we read them and we see them. Peanut Allergy, nice name. Dropping a couple of quality comments. You guys fucking suck. Dude, football is so shit. And are you guys trolling? Yeah, agreed. I mean, all those things seem to be true, right? And that Big Sean says Jerome and Lanning need to compare trouser snakes.
I don't get it.
I don't understand what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a weird thing to say in a chat.
Hey, Peanut Allergy. Like, I wouldn't be that brazen in talking shit because I could just open up a can of Planters and you die. I'm just saying.
Yeah, does it float through the airwaves? Can we get?
I mean, I could just show up at your work, and, open a can, and you're fucked.
Somebody's internet just broke. Are you guys still here?
Yeah, here we go. We're back.
So that's Peanut Allergy, like dropping into our chat and ruining our.
So here's.
I see you and I serve you. If I served you an ice cream sandwich or an ice cream sundae, Peanut Allergy, you're dead.
So here's some over-unders we had, King, on.
You want a banana split? You're dead.
How many old ladies did you boot down the stairs in their wheelchairs?
Oh my god, I lost track at like 8 or 9.
Oh, all right. Okay. So overhit there.
At the end of the game, I wasn't even paying attention to what colors they were wearing. Purple, green, yellow, chrome, just down the stairs.
It's an old lady.
Yeah.
Quit walking on.
It was like the Paul Rudd Conan, bit. Just throwing everyone down a wheelchair into a lake.
Hey, so back to the game, if I might. I was thinking after it ended. So I was watching. We talked about Lanning's response, sort of owning up to his mistakes or whatever, and every press conference he does, he sort of gives these life lessons about whatever and how this is the type of program we're gonna build, like blah 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 blah. And I realized that it sort of just doesn't mean anything to me at this point. Like as someone who's watched Oregon football for 40 years. Every coach in the last 15 years has only been here for a few years. And so they're go-hards. And so they give us these rah-rah speeches every time they do a press conference, every time they lose a game. It's like, I got to own up, just made a big mistake, blah, 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 blah. But, this is the sort of message we got to teach our team, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, none of that shit means anything, and it has never meant anything. And I feel like I feel like we're sort of unique as people who follow Oregon in that way because of the coaching situation.
We're losers.
Yeah, no, kind of the opposite. Because of the coaching situation we've been in, where coaches are only here for 2 to 5 years at most.
That's pretty sweet.
And so
pretty sweet.
So you know what Dan Lanning's doing right now? He's building his fucking resume. He's giving these like dude, fucking Taggart.
What are we doing? Why are you doing this?
Taggart did this exact thing.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. This is what I was.
Taggart fucking sucked, man. No, Taggart post game was like, do something if you want to. Right. Like, let's not compare. Like, Taggart post games were very bad.
I'm just telling you.
Again,
I'm just telling you. I'm watching.
Is Taggart even coaching currently?
Yes, he's at FAU.
FAU. All right.
Yeah. One of the directional Florida schools or whatever. But I'm just watching Lanning every single press conference, like showboating around. Like he's like a show pony with like stories and lessons.
Man, you are, and it's like, you are so jaded, man.
Maybe that's my
you
point,
are,
man.
you
I've seen
are.
This shit from Mario for a few years. I've seen this shit from Taggart. I've seen this shit from Chip. Everybody teaching me life lessons, and then they fucking leave.
What do you want to say?
Look, I'm saying my father left me when I was young, and I haven't gotten over it yet. No, I'm just,
they're 95% just coach speak anyway. It's all just idioms. It means nothing.
Well, like what the reason I more brought it up is I want to get to the point with a coach where they're fucking tired of talking to the media, and they're just like they give bullshit answers, and they don't try to treat everything like it's an audition.
So you want Bill Belichick as the Ducks coach?
A little bit, yeah. I want five.
Well,
I want Greg Popovich.
I was kind of unaware that,
and you could do that.
I was a little unaware that Oregon even had like media still.
That's a good point.
The Register Guard doesn't exist.
No.
Does the Oregonian still exist?
Well, it's 24/7 Sports, and that's it. Right?
It's Preem and Tyson Alger and Bill Oram. That's it.
and then Dustin Hopkins from a car phone.
yeah, from a bar.
All right, so I am curious, like, for more of your thoughts, sort of on the Washington game, if you have.
It was coaching malfeasance. It was atrocious. And that happens. I would rather have coaches like Lanning that are they're not conservative. They're just going for it. And eventually, every coach that goes for all the time is going to hit just an absolute fucking wall. And they hit an absolute fucking wall. I don't know what you want me to say about Tosh and the defense. He sucks. He's always sucked. He couldn't even coach a good defense under Nick Saban at Alabama. He sucks.
I brought up.
He doesn't even recruit. Tosh, get the fuck out of here. Demetrius Martin, you suck too. These are not like negotiable points. I don't want to hear anything about it. They're bad. Tosh, Meat. Your nickname is Meat. Get out of here. Like working porn. Get out of here. Tosh, I don't even know what you need to do, but just leave. You're bad. So Lanning is defensive coach, and when you hire a defensive coach, especially now, your concern is that they're going to run a shitty offense, like Mel Tucker at Michigan State last year. Kind of a mirage, but we've seen him at Colorado. We've seen him at Michigan State this year. Shitty defense, shitty offense, conservative. Okay, Lanning checks that mark. He will let the offense do whatever the fuck they want, and that's great. But as a defensive guy, make an adjustment somewhere. You didn't make one against Georgia. You thought they were going to throw to the tight ends, in the middle of the field all game. You didn't. They didn't. They threw to the flat all game. They scored 49. They could have scored 60. Kirby Smart was nice to you. On Saturday, you just played zone. And I get it. The defensive line stinks. The secondary is not good. They have Gonzalez and they got Williams. And Williams is more of a run stopper safety than a coverage safety. Okay. Do something different. Nothing alignment. And I'm a big dummy. I'm not saying I could coach a team on any level. But nothing looked different. It was like 7-8 yard cushion. No rush because the defensive line stinks. Noah Sewell, his body type is getting like like out of football at that position. He just, as a linebacker, you can't be 270 like anymore. You just can't. Justin Flo, he's so bad he doesn't even play
He
anymore.
doesn't play. Yeah.
I don't even
No,
think I don't think in the last 3 weeks he's played 30 plays total.
I said to my buddies during the game, like third quarter, I'm like, I don't think I've seen Flo at all in this game. It's been Bassa and Sewell. And then sure enough, he plays that series right after I say it. He plays one play, gets a nice tackle, and then the next play is his late hit where they also gave up a touchdown.
Yes,
Yeah.
And that was it. That was it. He didn't play the rest of the game. Like he sucks. He's not good.
And Bassa, I think we all are guilty of hyping up Bassa because we liked him because he played out. He's still playing out of position, but last year he played out of position in a scheme that just fit him a little better. Yeah. He's really not very good. He's out of position. No. Too small. That's.
I said Sewell made that on the interception. Sewell made a real nice play on that, but that was one of the only highlights from the defense on the entire game.
The entire defense, by the way.
Like Sewell and Flo and Williams, they will be better against Utah than they were against Washington just because of scheme. Those guys cannot go east to west. I've said this before. I'm beating a dead horse. They are north and south, see ball, kill ball, all of them. They cannot run side to side. And it's, it's not 2016 defense because I actually looked that up yesterday, and there was like a 6-week stretch where the Don Pelham, the 4-8 year, it was they gave up 31, 41, 51, 70, like 56, and then they played like ASU and won, and then it was like 48, 51, and then like 38 and a loss to the Beavs. So it's not quite that level.
Well, Booble brings up a good point that Oregon should just bring back Brady Hoke.
I mean, can you tell a difference between Brady Hoke and Tosh?
Hoke gets the plays in on time, I guess.
And I also love that we have Tosh, and this is like the second week in a row where there's been like a little like fake injury type scandal, not scandal, but kerfluffle. And we all hated Tosh for doing the fake injuries at Cal. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that game anymore. It was fucking atrocious.
But here's the thing. I brought it up too: is if Nick Saban doesn't think you should make defensive play calls, why is Lanning letting Tosh do it?
Well, I mean,
Saban knows what's going on. I mean,
he does, but
Lanning's supposed to be a defensive guy. Why can't he just take over? I mean, he didn't make play calls at Georgia either, I don't think.
Yeah, and that was
Kirby was doing all that, but I'm 100% with you that they changed nothing the entire game.
And that's
no
my
adjustment
thing.
of any kind.
There's no adjustments. Tosh and Lanning, and I'll throw Lanning in there just to be fair. I love the freedom he gives the offense, but I'll throw him in there to be fair.
You should, by the way, because that's what his whole program
is. Of course. I'm just trying not to be like a Homer guy. Like I love his offense and he's young.
Guy, man. This is supposed to be, and the talent is seemingly there, right? So
the stars say it is.
Why are they horrible?
But they are first pitch fastball, like second pitch slider guys. And once you figure out they're going fastball slider, they got no answer. They're like Clayton Kershaw in October. That shit works really well against the Pirates in May. It does not work in October because they know the pattern. Throw a meatball fastball for strike one, throw a slider to get you to foul off in 0-2. And once you figure that out, they're done. They have no counterpunch. They can't mix in a curveball. They just and again, I am super happy with Dan Lanning as a thing so far.
In terms,
I hate his
defense.
defense.
Of ways to start, like Oregon's a pretty good start with a new head coach.
No, like I'm not like if I was an Oklahoma fan, I would not be sold on Brent Venables at all. Like no. I'm generally sold on Dan Lanning as a competent head coach. But there has to be changes because this isn't just a talent thing. Because Oregon.
How many are his guys though on defense?
No, but my point is that Oregon, you can make a case. They're not, because we've seen like Arizona and some of those schools. You can make a case that Oregon is the worst defense in the Pac-12. They're not. They're like number 9 or 10, which still fucking Christ.
So like relative to the talent that they have.
But to the relative to the talent, it is abysmal. It's abysmal.
Yeah.
And you just have to look up 37 miles up the road that last year Oregon State abysmal. Fired Tim Tibesar, who was a big name from like Wisconsin. And they hired Trent Brave from within for the last like 3 years. Last year and this year, they're still, the run defenses, whatever. They're an elite secondary. It doesn't take much. And you can't tell me Oregon State secondary is more talented than Oregon's.
No, and I brought it up for the postgame thing. I'm starting to give the secondary for the Ducks a little bit of break in saying the front is by far worse than the secondary.
Oh, the front is absolutely atrocious.
It is getting beyond zero pressure, though. You can't run that zone and get zero pressure, though, is a thing.
But the fact that they on Saturday, they didn't play like man coverage once. That's
what we talked about post game. Is that Oregon ran zone all game long, and if you're going to run zone,
and with cushions,
you have
cushions, man.
12-yard outs all day long.
Hey,
yeah.
It was everything.
Easy.
And like, I don't think Penix is a bad quarterback by any stretch. He's finally healthy. I mean, he's been playing college football since Donald Trump was in his first year as president. Like, good for him. He's finally healthy. But my God, some of those passes, layups.
Yeah.
I don't like. Did he make like 2 passes that were hard? Everything was so easy.
That deep one, I guess. Well, that route Bennett took on that last long touchdown was awful, but he had to thread that one in there over the top of him. But everything else was just pitch and catch the whole game for him.
Where the hell was he going, man? I watched it again after we did the post.
You watched that game again?
No, I watched just like the highlights of. I saw specifically that play I saw, and it was like, where is he going? Like, how long has Bennett Williams been playing safety where he thinks that's even close to the right angle on that play? It's just, especially in the situation that they were in, where the game is close late, and he. Like, what was the mindset? Is he going to go make an interception on it? No, he's not even close.
Was that a third down?
I don't remember. Yeah,
I feel like that might. Can't fully remember. I feel like it might have been third down.
But as we transition from brutal loss,
we should move
let's just spend like
now we got
5 minutes on Utah.
Because now we got Bo Nix, and going into Utah without Bo Nix because Chris Hudson gave away the game.
See, what fascinates me about that is I could see that interview being shown on like KZI, KMTR, KVAL, CSN. Well, CSN isn't a thing, but whatever. How did the University of Oregon not catch that and post that?
Right, let that slip
even
through.
If it's just a weird slip where he just said something a little bit wrong.
I can answer that.
How do they post it still?
I can answer that for you. Because they have 2 people, college students, who record them. It's their job to immediately upload them to like the YouTube pages or whatever. And so that's
no editing of any
no editing.
Yeah,
of
no
any
editing
kind.
of any
Other than,
kind.
like cutting out maybe like beginning and end. I don't believe they do that.
I checked today at like 3, and I was like, oh, it's still up.
And I'll mention his name because he fucking blocked me on Twitter anyways, but there needs to be some Rob Mosley oversight on that. Editor-in-chief
Rob?
At GoDucks.com, you need to be in charge of those, don't you?
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Rob blocked you?
The @TSB Pod Twitter?
No.
You betcha.
Wow. Is that just like a me stain?
Man, I wish I knew why. I don't really care because what am I missing out on? Duck
just
football?
propaganda.
Propaganda, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so.
But that just surprises me.
It's weird. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he unblocked me.
Wow. You know
I
why?
know.
You know why? Because you're cool with Tyson Alger. That's why.
Yeah. Me and TA.
You got the Alger bump, so to speak.
Yep. We're all just talking hockey.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Talking Kraken.
Does he
Speaking of the Kraken.
Does he call it the Alger bump?
Speaking of the Kraken. How in the hell do the Blazers always get bumped off of Root Sports like they are tonight for the motherfucking Kraken? No one cares about hockey. No one cares.
People care about the Blazers?
Oh, yeah.
Way more than hockey.
Yes.
It's hockey. We live in the Northwest. We don't care about hockey.
Especially in Oregon.
A week and a half ago.
Like, draw the line at the border, right?
No, like a week or so ago, I turned on the Blazers. I don't remember who they were playing. They were playing the Heat. It was their road trip game in Miami a week or so ago. It was recorded golf on Root proper, and the Blazers are on Root Plus. Recorded golf, like Fred Safeway Invitational golf.
So that's,
like
what
5 months ago?
the hell?
So that's why the Blazers have been posting on all their socials all these advertisements for Root Plus or whatever, or how to watch your Blazers.
Yeah,
people have
and
no
and
idea.
Avaka.
Wow.
Yes, get on Avaka Sports. It's just I my brain melts when I see some of this stuff.
Blazers are actually good right now. People want to watch them while they're good because they're not going to be good all season. We know this, right?
What's the score right now, Ski?
Halftime,
I think they're up 4.
61-57.
Hell yeah. Eat
Hell
shit, Katie.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, the Kraken 8-5-3. Don't sleep on the Kraken. I haven't watched a single second.
Booble says Blazer fans should start throwing octopus on the court. Actually, he said octopi. I don't know which is.
No, so multiple octopuses he wants thrown on.
Yeah, okay. Should we do that in protest of Root?
Root. I mean, I know they're based in Seattle, but good God, you cannot convince me the Kraken get better rating than the Blazers.
Well, they do
It's
because
hockey.
they don't put the Blazers on TV.
It's hockey.
Yeah, no one cares. So Oregon versus Utah minus Bo Nix. That means Ty Thompson. I don't want to jump ahead to lines, but that means like a 30 or 40 point loss, right?
Did you guys see how quickly the line flipped?
Yeah.
From when that Chris Hudson video got propagated, like instantly. It was a 5-point switch in like 2 hours. Depending on where you look, I'm just going, I think it was MGM Grand. But it went from -3 to +2.
Is that low? That seems low, right?
That's light.
Yeah.
Penix is way more than a touchdown.
He's 17 points, at least, in my opinion. He's like a 3-score swing because Ty Thompson can't score points.
I think Ty Thompson sucks too, but assigning a single player 17 points seems a little.
I think that's how important he
quarterback
is. Quarterback,
a little important. When you mix in last year against Utah and no Knicks, I mean, this should be 10 points. I would say it should be at right now.
It is a different Utah team, though. In fairness,
they're not. They are not.
They're not as good.
As good as it.
But
because the Ducks, they could essentially just run the ball the whole game and be in it at least.
They should.
and Rising, and I don't know if Rising is good enough to just pick them apart like Penix did.
Well, come on, man. Every quarterback has been good enough.
Utah.
JT Shroud had a good quarter and a half against Oregon until it was, 35-7, and they could no longer. Yeah.
Legit question: is Utah gonna put 10 guys in the box and just have like 160?
I would.
Like
hubba.
What gives it? They make movies about this, but literally, there's no reason.
Not in Utah.
Yeah, not.
No,
in Utah.
I guess they do actually. They're just all under one roof.
They do, but people will usually get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
There's not an industry for it like in California. But there's really no reason to have defensive backs on the field against Oregon this week if it's Ty Thompson. Like
I
legitimately.
mean, is this
Legitimately, like just play man to man. Like he's not going to beat you throwing the football. So okay, so here's a question: Lincoln City 69 in the chat. What is a full Ty Thompson? Yeah, what is a full Ty Thompson game going to look like this week?
a stat line?
Are we going to see a full Ty Thompson game this week?
Butterfield's got to be.
Oh, come on, stop talking about Butter. I'm not here to talk about Butterfield. We're not doing that. Come on. No.
First half. This is Chris Harper 2.0 game.
What are we doing talking about Butterfield, man? Have you seen his hair? That guy cannot play quarterback.
Can Ty Thompson play quarterback?
No.
Then who's going to
change it up at least? Something, right?
You know, Bucky Irving is 1 of 1 for a touchdown. His quarterback rating is best in the country. I'm just saying.
I'm just calling it, man. Bo Nix starts. I'm calling it.
I like where your head's at. Knowing what we know about Bo Nix, if it's a mild injury, Bo Nix is playing.
What do you guys even think it is?
I have no idea. I thought it was an Achilles injury.
It looked like.
And then I was reading stuff where people thought it was a knee injury. I don't know.
So you were watching it live. We had the benefit of replay, and they slowed it down where he's fine. He's fine. He's just walking backwards, just kind of standing there, and all of a sudden it looks like somebody shoots him. Like it looked like an Achilles reaction where the guy's like standing there, and then all of a sudden he's just like, whoa, just like lifts his leg up like, what the fuck just hit me? And then all of a sudden he's like sitting on his ass and can't walk. It's like, well, what? You were just standing there in the huddle. That makes no goddamn sense. And then he goes under the hood, comes back out, and he's jumping around, doing fine. You could see like when he was actually back in the game, like on their final drive or whatever, the desperation drive, that he was hobbled a little bit. Like a little bit. Like nothing to where he couldn't like tape it up and continue to play. And probably
like a football guy.
And probably do that this week too. But the way he reacted and the way they're talking about it, it reminds me of Dixon, right? Because like when Mike Bellotti flat out lied to everybody about Dennis Dixon tearing his ACL.
Don't put that evil out there. Yeah. Don't put that evil out there.
I'm just saying, but like it reminded me of that because remember Dixon got hurt against Arizona State, not Arizona. And when he got hurt against Arizona State, he's like on the sidelines, on the bike. He's jumping up and down, making everybody think he's okay. It's like he's doing that shit with a torn ACL, man.
Hey, I'm thinking it could be ACL for Nix.
Oh my God, this is getting so dark. Achilles, ACL.
Here's the question, though. Would you take a torn ACL Nix playing over Ty Thompson? All you could get is like a step or two drop. He's not going to be able to move at all in the pocket. At all.
No.
He can drop.
No.
He can go back and up in the throw. You want him over Ty?
Well, here's the thing. If he fully tears his ACL, he's got to come back next year.
Ooh, now we're on to
Oh, Dan Lanning playing chess. Tear that ACL, Bo. You can't go to the league.
Ooh, crazy like a fox. I love it.
Oh, man.
He's playing the long game for 2023. Don't play Georgia game 1 next year, do we, boys?
Nope.
Love that.
All right, so here's...
Would we take a torn ACL Bo Nix over Ty Thompson?
Like, I know we got to keep it moving, but I think you guys mentioned this on the post game thing. But you're totally right that it's not just that Thompson comes in and looks like he lacks the sauce. You know, it's the whole team. He comes in and it's just like,
yes, I mentioned that too. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, the receivers go, I'm not getting the ball. The Lions got, well, great. We gotta, be the best blocking we could have every play to try to get some yards. Well, it is a little demoralizing.
My thing with Thompson is, and I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong because when he comes in, I'm not really generally paying attention. Have we seen him throw a ball 17 yards in the air in his 2 years?
For a completion?
No, just period.
I feel like yes. I feel there's been some overthrows.
Was that one against Stony Brook, probably?
No, because
maybe Eastern Washington.
He threw a touchdown against Stony Brook, right? But it was like a 10-yard pass to Thornton where he did.
I'm just saying, like, everything he does is so close.
And thrown to the person that the play, like, he throws to the first read on every play. He doesn't think, he's like, oh, there it is. I'm going to throw it. Oh, he's not open. Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't design the play to go to him. Kenny Dillingham. Oof.
Does this end Ty Thompson's career at Oregon? If it's,
I think he's
if it's a terrible, lackluster, like
I honestly don't think it matters. I think he transfers anyway because I think either Bo comes back or that Dante Moore guy. Ty's just like
or DJ Ungalalele comes in next year.
Well, boy, we could have a stacked QB room.
Oh yeah,
Penix, Dante Moore, DJ Uyunglele, Ty Thompson. Man, it's a lot of 5 stars. And then we have Jay Butterfield with his cool comb over. Hey guys, you want to hear about my short game and my forehand?
Has Butterfield gotten the game before yet?
I think he might have last year. I think.
What's the question?
So has Butterfield gotten to a game yet in his career?
I think so. Yeah, it was like a blowout. He came in like for 1 or 2 series, right? Last year. I don't know.
But here's the last question on it. Last question. You're probably thinking the spring. Last question statement on this.
Yeah.
Over under. If Ty Thompson starts, over under passing yards for Ty Thompson, 150.
Over.
Under.
Ooh.
Over.
Yeah, way under. Like Oregon.
They make one big play that busts it.
Yeah, so he has 90 passing yards for the game then because of that one big play.
God, I mean, he's not good, but he's not Braxton Burmeister.
He's like 8 of 20. I can see him going 8 of 27 for 90 yards.
Jesus.
He's terrible, dude.
Are you guys even going to watch the game? I mean, I don't know why we're doing this. Bo Nix is starting. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's true.
He is. Yeah.
The Bo-genda.
Thank you. Bring back the Bo-genda. You know what? I'm tired of us being all depressed and sad.
I mean, Bo was pretty good last week, but it was a bad Saturday for the Bo-genda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is all just a bait and switch by Hudson here. He's just trying to push that line up, and then he's going to hammer with that NIL money the Ducks when Bo comes strutting in and just dices up.
Willis Reed game, baby. The Willis Reed game.
So
and yeah, they could run the ball 80% of the plays and still be in this game. So
can and will. Yeah.
Yes.
So before we move on, Booble.
Though we say that after a game they lost, where they had a guy who rushed for 180, another guy who rushed for 110, and a quarterback who rushed for 70.
Right. I did because you brought it up last week, King. That was your game plan. You said they should do because I said, man, they should have maybe thrown a little more with Nix. And Braga's like, why? They were averaging 6 to 7 yards every carry. Just run the ball every time.
By the way, I know I said we need to move on from the Washington game. Did you guys see the stat from when Oregon went for it on 4th and 1 with a minute and a half left? Did you see the stat of how many yards per play Washington was averaging for the whole game and for the second half?
Well, second half had to be gross.
For the entire game, when Oregon went for it on 4th and 1, didn't get it.
Well, because
Washington was averaging 9.1 yards per play for the game.
Right.
In the second half, it was 12.
Yeah. Because they held Washington to 13 in the first half. Holding Washington to 13 in the first half was good. That was a victory. And then Jesus. One coach makes adjustments. The other one is Tosh. Unbelievable. So before we move on, Booble adds, have we ever seen Butterfield and Matt Carney in the same place at the same time?
Oh, no.
We gotta find a way to bring Carney in when we're on video.
Oh, hey, I'm Matt Carney.
Whoa. Hey, Matt, how's it going, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Totally different guy.
Not the same person at all, you guys. Oh, hey. Why does he sound like Mickey Mouse?
Heading down Interstate 5.
Should we talk a little NFL? Do we have anything to talk about the NFL? Do you guys care?
I am not talking about the NFL because my team plays the Chargers.
Yeah.
And my God, I have realized you never say anything about Justin Herbert.
Can I do it?
That's not 100% complimentary. I love Justin Herbert like my firstborn, like my wife, like my mother, like my grandmother. I love Justin Herbert so much. I hope he beats the Chiefs by 69 on Sunday because he can do no wrong. That's my NFL talk.
Well, I mean, my quarterback just outdueled Justin Herbert, and
I'm not going to say that. I love him.
He outdueled Justin Herbert, then went to a Warriors game and had all of the cheerleaders hit on him at the same time. I don't know if you guys saw that clip, but yeah. So that was a fun game for me. I guess that's all we really.
The Niners even scored 20 points.
Yeah, barely.
Okay.
But they're over
I remember
500.
watching it. I remember watching it and be like, it's still like 17-12. Like what year are we in?
At some point, somebody has to score a touchdown, right?
I say this kind of jokingly because I do think Kyle Shanahan is a good coach, but like he's like a game under 500 for his career. And there's a whole bunch of those 19-13 wins that he squeezes out.
Yeah, there's a thing going around about him this year, how he scripts like the first 20-25 plays of the game, and then outside of that, he is trash. Like, he's really bad at making adjustments, doesn't really see what the defenses are doing very well. Apparently, that's what Mike McDaniel was really good at because his offense is very, very good. He's got like 2,000-yard receivers already or something. Tyreek's going to catch like 2,500 yards this year or some shit like that. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really care because they're in the NFC West and, you know, they're battling the Seahawks right now. And the Seahawks are terrible even though they lead that division, and so eventually they'll catch them and, you know, make the playoffs just by default, but there are some trends that are not fantastic as a 49er fan. You want to do
I mean, you guys...
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you guys could have a cool team like my team and have a coach that's never actually coached before.
And yet somehow beats the Raiders.
Jeff Sunday.
Matt Ryan, yeah. All day Sunday. Bring Matt Ryan back out of nowhere. Just lead a big dub. Right back in the playoff picture.
Make Derek Carr cry. Did you guys hear that interview?
Yep.
I did not.
And why did he sound like Elvis? He's from like Fresno. He's like, I just gotta say, I love my coaches. They had so much more success than I have. I'm like, you're from Bakersfield, dude. Where?
You try to sound like Brett Favre.
I love my coaches.
Wrangler.
I'm so sorry.
Wrangler, always.
I'm emotional. The things we gotta do to our body.
Well, he's in Vegas now. Probably an Elvis impersonator on the side.
Yes, with his sick eyeliner. Yeah, it was just very bizarre.
A little bit.
I'm sorry for being emotional.
I saw a meme going around that every NFL team should hire a coach off the street who's never coached before to go against Josh McDaniel. That's like
I did see
it's
that
an auto win, apparently.
The Raiders cannot fire McDaniel because they don't have the capital right now, so they just have to keep him. That's fucking fantastic.
The quote was, "The Raiders are cash poor."
Cash poor. Yeah, they're cash poor.
That's
they can't even buy him out to get rid of him.
I'm so sorry. I love my coaches.
I'm taking all your money. I'm so sorry. I'm taking all your money.
I need to be better.
Yes, you do. All right, so we just got a request from Booble to do the fantasy football update. Are we doing that?
Let's do it.
Are we still doing fantasy football?
We are.
I kind of stopped paying attention.
What?
I don't know if my team's not really been participating much the last couple of weeks.
I'm just kidding. I totally set my lineup and all that good stuff, but I might as well not.
Well, boys, welcome to week 11 of the TSB FF Hey, Alex. You know what
Doesn't-
Curly Lambeau used to say about week 10 of fantasy football?
What did
Do you
Curly
know?
Lambeau say?
He said, you
Cross-power
can't
out.
win your fantasy league in week 10, but you sure can lose
That's
it. Hey, Kurt, in Klamath Falls, you sit atop the table. That's World Cup soccer talk. Soccer's dead, by the way. Qatar, murderous games. Why are we playing there? I don't know. I can't say much because my favorite team is led by Phil Knight, and he kills Chinese children.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. By the way,
did you see that Qatar's not allowing people to have beer at the World Cup?
I did.
Wow.
It's Qatar, not Qatar.
Qatar. I've heard Qatar. Whatever.
I don't know. It's. I don't even know what it is.
We're a
Nobody knows.
Qatar podcast here.
But Kurt at 6-4, atop the table. Like I said, soccer. Someone named Ben, I think. I don't know. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I kind of forgot. Brought up whether our league is built on parity or mediocrity. Hey, Ben, iron sharpens iron. Good on good. This is the SEC of fantasy football. There are no Sundays off. Hey, Ski, what do nuns and your fantasy football team have in common?
I don't know what.
Neither of them work on Sundays. That's a Magnum PI joke. Mr. Baseball. Tom Selleck. Do you like mustaches?
I got a little one going right now. Working on
I
it.
see that.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, it was a tough week for me. I fell to 5-5 a week after making a monumental trade for Ezekiel Elliott, who apparently will not play, who I counted on playing because the Cowboys owner is an idiot. So I thought he would play, but he's still not playing. All right, but
It's
whatever. Hey, WCP 541, stop the steal. I beat ya.
Stop the steal.
2,000 mules. Speaking of stubborn animals, hey, DJ Dogwater, Keenan Allen in your starting lineup again?
Ooh, questionable.
Tua's famous scrambled eggs will win this week because no QB is better all time at 1:30 on the West Coast than Kirk Cousins. Speaking of Cousins, the romantic lure of people in Denver. Go Chiefs. And those are your TSB FFL updates.
Are we gonna get banned from Twitch for copyright? That might be an issue. Hey, Ski, you want to do lines?
Yep.
Hey, Ski, what does your fantasy football team and nuns have in common?
Again, what?
Neither of them work on Sundays.
All right.
You're in last place.
Only 2 games out of first place is how I see it.
Good on good. Iron sharpens iron.
You got to promise me to do that joke one more time before we're done.
We'll get it in there. I'm surprised you didn't try the music now. We're on the different platform.
I tried it last week. I can't. It didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Didn't want to work.
Yeah.
Well, at least it didn't blow out the sound. So that's
yeah. Just nothing came through. Yeah. Disappointing.
Less work for me.
All right. I guess we'll go to lines here. Line.
I just saw Nurk get a foul by bending over and putting his ass into a guy. Like literally, like put his hands on the floor and stuck his ass into a dude. That was borderline erotic.
Bend over to the front, touch your toes.
Yeah. No.
Get a foul.
He absolutely did that and got called for a foul. Only Nurk, baby.
That's how Nurk plays.
Yep.
But all right.
Yeah, but
looks like this week I have jumped back into first place. I was 5-3. Both of you guys were 4-4, but King missed his star pick.
No.
So I'm up 2 games on King, and I'm up 10 on Braga. So
Well,
You
then
thought you were
just-
trying to make up some grounds here, and it's.
Yeah, I went 500. So.
Well,
Hey, Braga,
We don't have too many leagues.
what do your Saturday picks and nuns have in common? Neither of them work on Sundays. Magnum PI,
Magnum PI, Thompson.
Tom Selleck.
I should probably think that's not funny at this point. I sure do think it's funny. God damn.
It is a great little scene of it. It's like 15-second little clip.
Wait a minute.
Shooting that guy
Nuns
up on the
don't
ladder.
work on Sundays.
Yeah.
Pew!
Just blows him away up on the ladder. Classic. But all right,
I'm glad you get the reference.
I know it. Yeah, it's great. So, first game, we got Wazoo going to Arizona. Wazoo 4.5-point favorite.
This is the Jaden Delore revenge game. Give me the cats.
Give me that line one more time.
4.5-point Wazoo favored at Arizona.
Okay. Arizona, my cats. Thank you.
Well, this is no fun because I am taking them as well. For the exact same reason King says. Delora's gonna. He already averages 55 pass attempts a game.
Oh, he
Might go
said
to
yesterday
70.
that this game is personal.
This time it's personal.
This
All right.
time,
Sure.
I decided to leave. This time, it's personal.
Next game, Beavs 7.5-point favorite at Arizona State.
Fuck.
I
Oregon
am
State.
going to go I'm going to go ASU.
I got Oregon State. I think they win by 10. Yeah.
I'll go ASU. I think the line is too high.
Too high.
Beavs to win, but the Forks to
All right,
cover.
Now we got probably the best game of the week here in the Pac-12. We got Stanford going to Cal.
Stanford.
Cal, 4.5-point favorites at home.
Oh, give me the Bears, baby. Justin Will can.
Yeah, I'll take Cal. I don't really like it because they're both terrible. But yeah, Cal.
Oh, I guess I'm still going to ride the number one quarterback in the Pac-12, Tanner McKee. Give me Stanford.
Is Tanner McKee a first-round pick?
Well, I think you'll find Tanner McKee checks
If you
all
look
the,
at
checks all the
PFF's
boxes
rankings,
when we're talking about a NFL prototypical quarterback.
6'5" from the state of
For you
Texas,
see he
Tanner
is
McKee.
tall. For you see he is white. For you, okay. End of list.
Is
All right.
Davis Mills okay?
No,
Still bad.
still bad. All right. I guess this is the actual big game in the conference. We got USC 2.5-point favorite going to UCLA.
No, man. This is a pick. This is a stubborn. Speaking of 2,000 mules, I'm stubborn on this one. Give me the Bruins.
I am taking the Bruins as well. This is the speed bump for USC here for sure.
I am taking USC. It is my star pick.
And by the way, not being on Twitter, I did not know the UCLA lost to Arizona until Sunday night. I know Trump said he was running for re-election until today. Twitter sucks, but it keeps me up on the news.
Yeah. It's
Oh
like
my God.
It's the news source, man. What do you got?
It really is. I was like, what? UCLA lost to Arizona.
Yeah, I think they gave up 17 in the fourth quarter
Did they?
to jump that
yeah.
game
It was pretty great.
to lose by 6.
I watched
Yeah.
some of that one. It was pretty good.
Well, again, I think Delore threw it 100 times maybe.
My cats. Yeah.
Might have had 100 pass attempts. Yeah, your cats. All right.
You guys do your
Fantastic
star
here.
pick yet, or are you saving it?
Mine's coming in this game.
I would assume you're both picking
We got-
Utah as your star pick, right?
Oh, no, we got Colorado
Okay.
going to Washington. Washington 30.5-point favorites.
The Buffs to cover. My star pick.
Ooh. Well, I'm sticking with my trend. I'm star
Yeah.
picking Washington.
Yeah. I'm going.
I
with-
got the star
I'm
pick
going
last week with
yeah.
USC at them.
I'm going with Ski on this one. I'm following. I'm wising up. I'm going with Washington. Never
Yeah,
bet.
I mean, not taking the Buffs.
Yeah, never bet for the Buffs ever.
All right, two throw-in games here. This is a pretty bad week of college football, if you guys have looked at all. I think the only top 25 matchup is the USC-UCLA game. So, first one I picked...
Oregon and Utah.
Well, yeah. The ones we're not forced to pick.
Sure.
All right, the first one I'm going Miami at Clemson.
No, I change it. This is my star pick. Clemson. I don't care what the spread is.
19.5 favorite.
Lock the Tigers up. Star pick. Star, and throwing stars.
Can I borrow your stars? Can I get your stars? Can I throw those at this game too? I would like to take all of your stars and throw them at Clemson. Clemson, stars.
Yeah, I am Mario, just gobbling up and throwing stars.
Stars.
Did you guys see the Mario quote this week?
Oh, he has a new one? All right.
Yeah.
What is it?
So there were some parents online grumbling about their kids' playing time. And he was like, listen, brother, we got an interstate here in Miami. If you want to pick your kids up and take them home, you know where we're located.
Ooh, don't. Ooh, I don't think that's a threat you want to make. Pick them up and drive them to Florida State.
Brother.
Who just curb stomped him a couple weeks back in Miami.
Yep.
I am with King here. Clemson's D is still good. DJ stinks.
Baby.
Stinks.
Damn.
They could score 3 touchdowns. Give me Clemson.
I also have Clemson.
All right. And then the other...
The joke works because Clemson could just... It's like a name. Like Uncle Clemson. That D, Woo.
Uncle Clem. That Clem D.
Yep.
See, this is why you gotta watch us on video.
That's
Podcast
right.
listeners are not gonna see that.
Because our podcast loves the troops, we are going Navy traveling to UCF. UCF 16.5 favorites. Hosting Navy.
I'm gonna pick UCF, but I thank the middies for their service. I do. No, I'm thanking them for their service.
He hates them. Give me Navy.
Listen. They're the midshipmen.
They are
mid.
Yeah, they're not the elite.
They're mid. Is that what you're saying?
Shipmen. They're the
they're not the elite shipmen. They're the midshipmen.
Oh no.
But thank you for your service. 9/11, never forget.
The Sports Brewery podcast does not condone the views of @Jeromney. Please send all of your statements to @Jeromney. Lincoln City 69. Never forget.
Never forget.
Navy. What are you kidding me?
Hey, yeah.
Jeez.
Braga loves America.
Yeah,
this guy loves the industrial war complex. That's what I'm saying.
I sure do. Dick Cheney, baby. Salute.
You're wearing a Halliburton shirt, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Halliburton right under here. Oh, sorry. I can't take this off. Yeah.
No.
Booble says King is anti-semen. Just gonna leave that there.
So is my wife.
Am I right?
Am I right?
You are correct, sir.
All right, last game.
What is happening?
All right. Try to steer the shit back here.
Oh!
All right, Utah now 2.5 favorites against the Ducks.
It's fucking ludicrous. Utah.
If Ty Thompson is 100% playing, it's 100. I'm taking Utah.
Yeah, and as of now, like it seems like Bo Nix is not going to play. So if Bo Nix doesn't play, Oregon loses by like 2 or 3 scores. So
yeah, all right, give me Utah.
If he does play, it's fucking Mariota with a knee brace. You know, he's one-dimensional all of a sudden, which he's still very good, but it takes away a lot of what makes the offense dangerous. So, I don't know.
You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, there are times in your life and everyone's life where you have to stand up. You got to take a stand. You got to be bold. You got to be accountable. And you got to look right in that camera. And you got to say something self-assured with all of your heart. George W. Bush did it when he said, "Dear America, we lost the war." Whatever. Mission accomplished. Obama did it when he said, "Hey, we got it." Whatever. We killed bin Laden. I'm sitting up, and I'm sitting here looking right in your face. Hey, Twitch, I'm looking right in your motherfucking face. The Oregon Ducks, baby. They're rising up. They're gonna win this game on the backs of Tosh Lupoy. God, I can't even say it. No, give me the Ducks. Give me the Ducks. My hypothesis, this is open up your third eye. This is all a deep fake. Bo Nix is starting. He's 87%. He's starting.
Yeah. I applaud your blind fandom. I envy it. Third eye.
Open your third eye.
Maybe that's my problem.
What is QAnon has something about this, right?
Bowing on.
Nix rises up and bowing on. Yeah,
bowing
on here.
There.
And listen, this is why I think Oregon's going to win with Bo Nix starting. Because Bo Nix winning this game is a sports columnist's wet dream. Because they can be like, Bo Nixed, but Bo knows how to win as the headline. Something like that. I look for it. I'm telling you. JohnConsano.com. It's free. Go look at it. I'm telling you, it's coming.
It's free for a reason.
It's going to be the title of the Wilner Canzano podcast episode, right?
Oh, God.
That's a thing, right? Don't they do that?
Yes.
That's their thing
Yeah,
now?
it is.
Okay.
It is.
Did you pick ski?
I did. Yeah, I took Utah.
You took Utah? Okay. All right. Well, here's to me staying above 500 because that's what I'm battling still. So 10 games behind you is a big number.
The haters and the losers all on the Utes.
Yep.
Hate to see it. Sad.
Hate to see it. Kings, Ducks by a billion.
Only one of us was on the Huskies last week.
Well, yeah, it's because you're a fake fan, but whatever.
I mean, to cover. I mean, come on.
Cover.
Yeah, to cover.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going straight up.
Oh.
This is letting him hang, man.
All right, let's do some trivia. Huh? Who won last week? I don't remember, honestly. Couldn't be bothered.
I think I won at the end.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
I think you did
Yeah.
too. It was like 5-4, right?
Yeah, it was looking like a runaway. And then
Don't call it a comeback.
we started counting the in-person votes, and I won.
Booble's asking, did you pick Navy or UCF ski?
Give me the middies.
Thank you. Salute.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, and by the way, thank you for your service, Booble, because you've been keeping track all season, so I appreciate that. He's tracking it live, by the way. All right, some Utah trivia. King won last week. King gets to go first this week. So again, if first time you're hearing or seeing this, I ask a trivia question to the person. The person, if they get it wrong, the other person gets a multiple choice with 3 options to try to get it right. First 1 to 5 wins. It is best out of 10 if we don't get that many. King, do you remember when Utah was just an upstart? They were known for Alex Smith and Urban Meyer and being giant killers. Essentially Boise before Boise. That was Utah. Their first jump onto the national stage in recent memory came in 2005 when they won the Fiesta Bowl to finish 12-0. Who did they beat in the Fiesta Bowl?
Pitt.
They did beat Pitt.
I think Pitt had like 5 losses.
And USC and Auburn also finished undefeated that year. And Utah finished like 4th. They were 12-0 and they finished 4th. Because they played horrible teams. But, it is what it is. And then their bowl win was also against a horrible team.
It was definitely Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Who was their quarterback?
Tyler Pelko?
How do you have 5 losses when you got Larry Fitzgerald in college?
Probably because you have Tyler Pelko.
There's your answer. I think you just said it.
I said I could not name that quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't actually think it was Tyler Pelko, but he played for the Chiefs, so
Pitt must have had a good coach that year. Because
they did not. I'm pretty sure their coach was Walt Harris,
Was
who
it
ended
like-
up going to Stanford.
Okay, I thought it might have been the mustache dude. What was his name?
Dave Wannstedt.
Dave Wannstedt. Yeah. That was it.
Hitler. Jeez.
Well, he did the
I do not thank
short
him
one.
for
He
his
did the
service.
big one. He did the.
Come on, Kyrie. Easy.
Yeah, take it easy, bud. Back off. All right, Ski. Utah crashed the BCS stage in 2009 when they beat Alabama 31-17. Who was Utah's quarterback that day?
In 09?
Utah's quarterback in 09 when they beat Alabama.
Brian Johnson?
Goddamn right it was Brian Johnson. Nice
I
work,
think I
Ski.
only know 3 quarterbacks, so that seems like right.
By the way, Booble confirms it was Dave Wannstedt in 2005.
Oh, really? It was
Wani.
Wannstedt. Dang.
Let's go. All right, King. I don't expect either of you to get this. So just let me preface it with this. The writer of Ender's Game went to Utah. Ender's Game is a science fiction book from the 80s that won a lot of awards, was turned into a movie in 2013 with Asa Butterfield. It's ASA. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Is Asa?
Asa. No, I think it's Asa.
Asa? Okay. Asa Butterfield and Harrison Ford was in that movie, too. It was kind of a big deal. Everybody hated it because it wasn't like the book, basically. What is the writer of Ender's Game's name? I bet you've heard it like once. There's no way either of you remember this.
J.K. Rowling.
Speaking of problematic, no, that is not the answer.
Ah.
Ski your options. Frank Herbert, Orson Scott Card, or Cormac McCarthy?
Michael Crichton.
The second guy.
Can you say the name?
I don't even remember the name you said.
So I said
This
Frank
is just
Herbert,
a straight.
Orson Scott Card, or Cormac McCarthy.
I like the name Orson.
I do like.
with it.
What? We're not making a lot of Orsons anymore, are we? We
No,
should.
so
It's a good name.
Yeah. Well, your love of the name is correct. That is the answer.
Hey.
So Ski steals one. By the way, Cormac.
I'll go with your gut.
If anybody knows who Cormac McCarthy is, they'll think that's really funny. Just because Cormac McCarthy wrote really, really dark books. He wrote like The Road and Blood Meridian and like super duper dark stories. And so
just downer movies they turn them into.
really downer. Downer books too.
I haven't read a book since like 2006. So I'm not getting any of these.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Peter
Hopefully
Benchley.
that's,
Yeah, it checks out.
hopefully that's the only book
Do you
related
guys read
question.
books?
Yeah, so you're saying I should not
Occasionally.
like the next 4 questions are all about books. So So no.
I guess I did read 3 Ring Circus during the pandemic. Boy,
I did-
Kobe and Shaq, fucking weirdos, man.
So
Couldn't get along.
what's the last book you read, Ski? Was it for school?
No, maybe one of the Game of Thrones books. Can't remember when it was, but
All right. I read the Mel Brooks autobiography. Wait, biography? Which is the one you write yourself? I bet it's-
Autobiography?
I bet
That's
it's
an auto.
autobiography.
Yeah.
We are fucking stupid, man. I'm gonna ask some more dumbass sports
We are-
trivia
we are-
questions.
we are not well read.
18 divided by 6.
Yeah,
Go.
that's an oof. All right, so
But I didn't even know you could. I didn't even know you're allowed to write in Utah. So that's
it's a
learning
good
something there.
question. So maybe he was like in hiding in a closet somewhere writing a book. So
I mean-
hiding it from his family so they don't
I thought-
report him to the church.
I thought L. Ron Hubbard was the only one allowed to write books and movies. So there you go.
Brilliant. This one goes to Ski, right? Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause you got Orson Scott Card. Who is Utah's all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns by over 1,000 yards and 12 TDs? Spent 10 years in the NFL, eventually competed in The Biggest Loser after he got up to near 400 pounds post-career.
Sounds like Jared Lorenzen, but that ain't it.
He went to
I mean, I
Kentucky.
only know
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Big ups.
I mean, it's not Brett Hundley, and it's not Alex Smith, and those are the only two other guys I know. So
Brett Hundley.
Alex Smith.
I think give it to
Not
UCLA.
Brett.
He did. Yeah.
Not Brett.
Huntley. Tyler Huntley.
Tyler Huntley. He's currently on an NFL roster.
Yes. So yeah, Alex Smith, just because he's no longer in the league. It's not him though.
That's your guess?
Yes.
You think Alex Smith got up near 400 pounds and was
I'm
the
not-
biggest
hey,
loser?
He shattered his leg. I don't know what he did in these last couple years.
Everyone knows how much weight you gain when you have an infection that almost kills you.
Yeah.
A prolonged infection that almost kills you.
So he's on those commercials nowadays. Like, that leg is the grossest thing ever. It is fucking horrendous. Like, I'm glad he's able to walk around and do stuff. It's great. It's a great story, but Jesus, that's gnarly. Man, and they show it in the commercial every time you see it. It's like, oh. Okay, King, your options. Larry Egger, Scott Mitchell, or Mike McCoy?
I'm going to say Scott Mitchell.
Got to be Scott Mitchell.
That is the correct answer.
He played a long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like Mike McCoy is like an offensive coordinator somewhere in the NFL, and he's not fat. And the other guy, I have no idea who it is.
Yeah. Like everybody on the top 10 of Utah's career passing list, they all played within, like 7 of them played within the last like decade. And so I know that's not like
You picked the one guy
that's not mathematically possible, but I picked 3 guys who were on the top 10 list who, yeah, you wouldn't have.
What he played like late 80s, I think, early 90s, somewhere in there.
It was late. Yeah, I think it was like late 90s or early 90s. He went to Utah. Yeah, because he played with Barry Sanders in the 90s.
He really had a 10-year long career in the NFL.
He did, yeah.
He was a Thanksgiving Day staple on our TVs. And
I don't remember.
Here's Mitchell handing off to Barry Sanders. Oh, what
I don't
are you
remember
going to do with Barry Sanders?
Lions,
Turducken.
Boom.
Boom.
I
don't remember
Find
Find the hole. We're going to find the hole.
You know those left-handed quarterbacks.
You want to meet? Boom.
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 Scott Mitchell drafted by Miami. I did not know that. Obviously spent most of his career in Detroit. Okay, so let's see. King got that one. King gets this one. Before being named Rice Stadium and eventually Rice-Eccles Stadium, what was Utah's stadium called? It was between 1927 and 1972 it was called this.
Utah Stadium.
No. Your option ski.
Am I going to know that?
Good guess.
Your option ski, Utah Stadium, Ute Stadium, or Olympic Stadium.
I really hope it's Ute Stadium.
That is the correct answer. It was called Ute Stadium for like 50 years. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
All right, Ski. Who is Utah's all-time leader in rushing yards and scores?
Zach Moss
is the answer. Ski leading 4-2. By the way,
question is: name another. Can you name another Devontae Booker?
Chris Fuamata Ma'afala.
Oh,
those were my 3 options. By the way,
is it? I think that might be it.
No joke.
Yeah, I don't know any other ones.
So Ski's leading 4-2. King, I got a layup for you. Who is Utah's only number 1 draft pick ever?
Alex Smith.
Yes, that is the answer. Ski, which team does Utah play in the Battle of the Brothers, in which the winner gets the Beehive boot?
Ooh.
I am going to say Utah State.
That is the correct answer. Ski is our winner. Couple of bonus ones here. Which Utah coach has the highest winning percentage as a head coach of Utah?
It's got to be Urban, right?
It's by a lot, Urban Meyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
He went 22-2 as their.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
he was there for like 9 minutes.
He was, yep. Oregon first played Utah in 1933. Oregon won that 26-7 on their way to a 9-1 season.
The Redfoots defeated the Paiutes 2023
Shy
here in Portland, Oregon. Don't forget to buy your war bonds and drink your Ovaltine.
Shy Huntington running and throwing passes to himself, also the head coach.
Lanning
Wetfoots.
Casanova leading the band.
They played the game in Eugene. Which stadium did they play in?
Hayward, probably.
Hayward.
Hayward Field is the right answer. Good job, guys.
I thought it might even be Howe Field, because back in the day, who knows?
Lincoln City 69, before we get onto our list, asking, speaking of Thanksgiving, will we get a TSB Thanksgiving preview episode? Yes. That's exactly what you're going to get.
Candied yams and horrible political talks. Here we go. It's Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should just do that. Maybe so we're gonna record on Tuesday. Maybe we should just do just talk politics the whole time. Sound good?
Green bean casserole.
Everybody on good? Everybody on board with that? So I'll have a bowl of stuffing. You can do your horrible green bean casserole on your end, and then what do you got, King?
I'll do something with marshmallows.
Marshmallows, okay.
Very Thanksgiving thing to do.
Yeah, you marshmallow on yams, but not take the yams out just like a bowl of cooked marshmallows.
Just a bowl of toasted marshmallows.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's take the sweetest starch you could get in a yam, and let's just throw some more sweet on top of that.
Do you guys like marshmallows in general?
No.
I don't either.
I don't.
Not really.
They're gross.
I don't even go camping just because I don't want s'mores.
Yeah, that's a kid thing, right? You like marshmallows when you're a kid, and then you become like a teenager and you stop caring about marshmallows, right? That's sort of a thing.
I think
right?
so. Yeah.
I mean, does egg whites and sugar sound tasty to you?
Well, isn't that mayonnaise?
I
do like it on the Sando.
Really like
oil with
yeah. So I'll not hear you besmirching mayonnaise. So
it's a Miracle Whip guy over here.
Yeah. I'll have none of it, Ski. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot to mention the movie that we watched this week.
Oof.
So I know it's
might have saved some people.
I know it's almost like an hour and a half into our recording. So if you're still listening and you want to hear us talk about the movie on Sunday, but you want to watch it first, it was Willy's Wonderland, because it's Nick-vember. We watched Willy's Wonderland, which is on Hulu. It is a Nick Cage movie. Basically in the styling of the video game Five Nights at Freddy's. So if you've ever heard of that, and that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and watch it. I think it's better than last week's Nick Cage movie.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think anything is better.
It wasn't a blowout, though. It was not a blowout.
Oh, it was a blowout. It was not even close.
It kind of was. Okay, we're spoiling it. So let's get to our list. Ski, you came up with the list idea this week. What is it?
Oh, with the debacle that is Taylor Swift and Ticketmaster that's been going on for the last day or two, I believe. Your top 3 sports franchises / sports entities that are bad / hate their fans.
Hate their fans, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a trend nowadays, isn't it? Like big corporations and companies just being dog shit. Like Twitter going under, because what did Elon say today? He was like, no, none of the employees are allowed to come into the building, and their badges were all shut down or something like that. Nobody has any idea why. Twitter's just working without regulation of any kind at this point. And so everybody's assumption is he's just sort of like, he bought it to make it go bankrupt, which is an interesting tax move. But sports is full of franchises that are just like scandalous, man, and don't give a fuck. So that's our list.
It's all about that bottom dollar.
Yep. You want to start? It's your list.
I'll start. This isn't even a sports franchise. My number 3 is the MLB's Umpire Union.
Ooh.
Sponsored by FTX.
I wish they were sponsored so they could just get rid of it, because, my God, they hate their fans by allowing these guys to continue to umpire games.
It is amazing, right?
And they don't give a fuck how bad they are.
They don't. Well, that's sort of like that's a theme with unions, right? Is that like they don't care? Well,
Oh boy!
I ain't doing that.
Oh man!
We're doing that on Tuesday. We're going with our full anti-union rant on Tuesday. No, I'm just saying, like, it's their job to support their employees no matter what. So I get it, but I'm just saying, like, that happens with the NFLPA too, where they'll protest suspensions for guys who beat their wives and get DUIs and shit like that. And it's like, well, shit, I know it's your job, but man, he kind of earned it, didn't he? And like, these umps are fucking terrible, aren't they?
I mean, don't you want your organization to be viewed in some kind of good light?
Yeah.
I mean,
like, they're making your union look bad. Is that a thing that matters? I don't know.
Their union provided a lawyer to Angel Hernandez to sue the MLB because they didn't let him do a World Series game because he's terrible.
He's awful.
He's tried to sue the MLB. They had a backup.
Of mine.
All right,
that's just a pop culture reference.
Yes.
My number 3 is the Washington Commanders, Daniel Snyder. I don't think there's been anybody who. It's weird because he seemingly tries hard, right? Like he's involved, like he's interested.
He spends money.
He does
for the team at least.
And like, if you're a fan of a team, you want your owner to be like engaged and involved in the operations and actually spending money and doing stuff like that. So that's good. But everything he does is horrible. And he doesn't listen to anybody, and he sexually harasses people, and he's your garden variety scumbag. So it must suck being a fan of that team. Like, it's got to be difficult because they're not going to be good anytime soon. Like, I know by the way, they're coming off they beat the undefeated Eagles, so it is what it is. But you know what? Their quarterback's Taylor Heineke. If your quarterback's Taylor Heineke, you're not trying. So
I cannot bash Heineke. I like Heineke.
You would.
Green Lizard.
I do. He's a scrappy QB. Real gym rat QB.
You see the first one in the gym, last one out?
Yes, definitely.
Hard worker.
My number 3, the New York Knicks. Boing.
Yeah, no. My number 2. Wait, it's
jumping me. You jumped me. My number 2, Braga. You're not going to like it.
Jumpman.
The Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, it's my number 1, obviously.
Yeah. They really hate their fans.
Not only do they hate their
they
fans,
don't spend money.
Yeah. They're moving
everything
the team.
about that franchise. Yeah.
Well, they're major leaguing them right now. Like, they're tanking to be able to sell the team and move it to somewhere else. So
they've been doing that for 20 years.
They sure have. And they put all their efforts, behind Billy Beane. So Billy Beane, I guess he was trying his best to be innovative or something, but nothing he ever did worked. So
that was a marketing scheme. Moneyball is just a marketing scheme for being a cheap franchise. That's all it is.
Moneyball is super duper dead, by the way. It's been dead for like a long time. So,
it was never a thing. They never won.
Yeah, well, that was the thing in the Moneyball movie too. Is they remember they went and visited the Red Sox, and the Red Sox is like, well, this is how you actually do it. Is you get guys who can get on base, but you also pay a whole bunch of money guys who can hit them home. Because if guys are getting on base, you're going to want to knock them in to score runs. And so we're going to pay David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez a whole bunch of money. And then we're going to win some World Series. So that's how that works.
Emmerich supply them with steroids.
Oh, yeah.
So that's helpful.
Yeah, don't scrimp on the steroids, y'all. Don't scrimp.
A's players had to buy their own horse steroids. That's the kind of franchise it is.
Did Billy Beane trade steroids for a soda machine?
Maybe a washing machine.
Fuck. All right. Oh, yeah. So I got to do my number 2 then. My number 2 is the Sacramento Kings.
My number 2 also, the Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's to say? They don't try. Like, they haven't tried in a long time. They're
They have a cool arena.
boring, nondescript. Like, yeah. They're kind of like the Orioles. Like, they're not a factor ever, and they haven't been ever. I guess the Orioles were when Cal Ripken was there, but
Mike Musina throwing knuckle curves. How dare you, sir?
it's been like 30 years. Like,
Roberto Alomar spitting in umpires' faces. Get out of here.
Leave.
Did they
that
make
Orioles slander?
Did Cal ever make an ALCS?
Yes, he played in the World Series. I'm pretty sure.
Did they get a World Series?
I don't know if they won it. I feel like
They definitely didn't win. I would know that.
The Orioles?
Yeah.
we're talking like 1982.
The Orioles in the World Series.
I think so.
I call bullshit.
Eddie Murray on that team? No. All right. My number one franchise that hates their fans most, the Portland Thorns / Timbers. And they just do it differently. They don't like their players on top of it.
I was like, you want to expand on the Thorns hating their fans take?
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Well, it's more not them hating their fans more as the fans hating them for reasons.
Oh, I see what you mean. So the fans hating the ownership. Gotcha. Okay.
The ownership putting the fans in a position of boycotting damn near, I believe.
Yeah, that checks out. Yep. Dame just hurt himself.
Probably.
Watching the Zers right now. Somebody got hurt. They're replaying something. I think Dame got his legs taken out while he was going up for a layup or something.
Baltimore Orioles, 1983 World Series
I was just gonna say,
Champion.
Joe Altobelli. They called him Skip back in the day.
Wow.
Everybody
give their one. King,
one. Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. Yeah. Okay.
They've won 2 divisional titles in my lifetime. So there's that.
All right. Well, got a WCP 54182 says my new Thanksgiving tradition is smoking a brisket, and that sounds awesome. That's a good move. You should bring us some. Do that on Tuesday and hand deliver it to our front doors, and then we'll eat it. I mean, don't stick around. You're not invited inside, but you can leave it on our porch.
Health and safety protocols.
Yeah, no, it's COVID.
Yes.
It's COVID.
Listen to me, I can't even breathe right already.
We're all in this together.
Yeah. So
Hashtag stop the spread.
put it in some Tupperware. Leave it on our front porch. We'll eat it while we do the podcast. It'll be great. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you for listening and watching, everybody. At TSB Pod, at TSB Ski, at Jeromney, twitch.tv/abrog87, and then search us out on YouTube if you want to watch the replays and stuff.
By the way, whenever someone says they're smoking a brisket, am I the only one who immediately goes to that Mark Zuckerberg video where he's like, yeah, we're out here smoking a brisket with some Sweet Baby Ray's. Who doesn't love some Sweet Baby Ray's?
Like
Sweet Baby Ray's?
Am I right?
Smoking brisket? Sweet Baby Ray's.
I
definitely don't go to that.
I know my guy Anthony.
But you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, man.
Hey guys, we're smoking a brisket with Sweet Baby Ray's.
That's
not my default when I hear smoking a brisket, though.
That's something a human being would say, right, you guys? We're out here smoking brisket and chilling by the water. That's a place where human beings hang out, right, guys?
Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Brisket.
Hey, guys. All right, so bye.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
See you guys after the Utah.
Looking at brisket.
After the Utah game. Okay, bye.
Utah, give me 2.